Do you wonder where to start, what to focus on, and what steps to take when starting or growing your online tutoring business? Well, you are not alone. Every day, people ask me how you start tutoring online. And in this video, I'm going to share habit number 5 with you so that you know what to focus on for your specific tutoring business and get more done with the time that you have. Hey there, my name's Joanne Kaminski, and I've been tutoring online since 2010 and helping other tutors start or grow their online tutoring businesses since 2012. Now, when I got started, I didn't have a checklist of things that I needed to complete. But if you stay tuned in today, you're going to get a chance to get your very own checklist so that you know exactly what to focus on in your tutoring business. Now, when I got started, I knew that it would be important to have a website, but I only had a partial clue on how to get people to find it. Now, I still had a 3-year-old at home, and she managed a lot of my time. I knew that I could work during her nap times, and I was still getting over an illness that actually took me out of teaching, and I was tired a lot. Now, I had already implemented the idea of read an hour a day. I knew that this would give me the upper hand and allow me to learn what I needed to learn. But my life was forever changed as my online tutoring business grew over the years. And I started using the 5 actions before 11 principle. Now, in the 4-hour work week, I learned about habit number 5 called 5 actions before 11. And there are other books that I read that suggested finding your 5 a.m. in your day. So I put both of these principles together. I began putting 5 actions before 11 and waking up at 5 a.m. last year. Now, as a tutor that is book solid, it has become harder to find time. So between rescheduling students, planning, and tutoring, most of my time has been taken up. But I rarely have a student at 5 a.m. So I began waking up at 5 a.m. to get as much done as possible. Now, I've been driving 2 of my girls to school at 6:30 a.m. 3 days during the week. I need to be at Jazzercise by 7:35 to teach a class. But I love that I can get a good hour in my day before my day really even starts off. So knowing when you're going to find time is just as important as taking action on the right items on your to-do list, right? So what should you focus on? So I've included a link to a step-by-step guide that you can get by clicking in the description. And while you're down there, if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe, and that little bell. Once you have that list, how do you know what 5 actions you should focus on? Well, first, take a look at what you have already completed and cross it out. This is going to ensure that you're focusing on the right stuff. Once you have all the right stuff in place, you're going to focus on creating an online presence so that people can find you. You're also going to begin to connect with influencers that are going to catapult your business in the right direction. Have you ever heard that your net worth is in your network? Or maybe you've heard it's all about who you know. Well, you can begin to build up these relationships, create content, and get found by people all over the world. And it is so much more effective than putting your name on a bunch of tutoring lists and competing with other tutors. But how do you prioritize what to work on? Well, there's an amazing matrix out there called the Eisenhower Matrix. And this matrix is divided into 4 quadrants based on things that are urgent and important. So Dwight D. Eisenhower was the 34th president of the United States from 1953 to 1961. He had to make really tough decisions continuously about which of the many tasks he should focus on each day. And this led him to invent the world-famous Eisenhower principle, which today helps us prioritize by urgency and importance. We call the first quadrant the do first, as its tasks are important for your life and your career, and they need to be done today or tomorrow at the latest. You can use a timer to help you concentrate while trying to get as much of them done as possible. An example of this task could be to contact a potential student's parents that are inquiring about your services as soon as possible, or to write up a report from the free assessment. The second quadrant we call schedule. Its tasks are important but less urgent, and you should list tasks you need to put in your calendar here. An example of that could be writing a blog post, making a video, or doing a podcast. And the third quadrant is for delegate or automate. This is for tasks that are important but don't necessarily need to be done by you. Now, in my business, I have automated payment with Stripe and PayPal. Reschedules are done on my calendar with Calendly, and I have a freebie set up that people will automatically get with emails that are dripped out to them. Once these systems are in place, it is set and forget its system. Jobs that used to be done by a staff are now automated to cut down on costs and increase profit. Now, some people, they're going to argue that, oh, well, you still have to pay for these systems in order to use it, and that really cuts into their profits. But hey, if you were to pay someone every week for 50 weeks out of the year and pay them $10 an hour for 10 hours of work, that would cost $5,000. So the few $100s that you pay for these systems for the entire year is definitely worth it. Also, you don't have to purchase an email system or a calendar system right out of the gate. There are some free ones like 10 to 8 and MailChimp that people like and get the job done. And I have done reviews of both of these programs and will leave a link in the description for you. Then, when you have more students and a bigger list, you can move up to a paid system. And the fourth and last quadrant is called Don't Do, because it is there to help you sort out the things that you shouldn't be doing at all. So discover and stop the bad habits like surfing the internet, getting stuck in reading article after article that leads you down like a rabbit hole. Also, once you start getting students, you're going to want to check your email to see if anyone is requesting your services. And this is going to lead you into another rabbit hole. So limit yourself to checking your email to 2 times during the day with a 15 to 30 minute time span to answer and respond effectively. Then add items in your email to the right quadrant so it doesn't start making decisions for you. Now, here are 5 time management tips when using the Eisenhower Matrix. 1, putting things to do on lists frees your mind, but always question what's worth doing first. 2, try limiting yourself to no more than 8 tasks per quadrant before adding another one. Complete the most important one first. And remember, it's not about collecting, but finishing tasks. Number 3, you should always maintain only one list for both your business and private tasks. That way, you'll never be able to complain about not having done anything for your family or yourself at the end of the day. And 4, do not let others distract you. Don't let others define your priority. Plan in the morning and then work on your stuff. And in the end, enjoy that feeling of completion. And 5, finally, try not to procrastinate that much, not even over managing your to-dos, right? So when choosing the right tasks to focus on, think about what tasks are income-producing tasks. Planning lessons for students that you don't have yet is not an income-producing task. It is a time waster. Your students are going to determine what resources you will need, and when you have the students, you can focus on that part. Until then, think about promoting your business relentlessly. I'm going to repeat that part. Promote your business relentlessly. The more you listen to this channel, the more ideas you're going to get. So try them out, see what works for you. All you need to do is subscribe to this channel so that you can stay up to date when new videos are released. So tune in next week at 9:30 a.m. Central when I talk about a way that will make you more money without getting more students. And this habit is going to significantly impact your wallet and is one thing that most people skip.